Guys, welcome back to Android tutorial. In the previous part we have already created two activities. The first activity contain a button. When the user click the button, it will go to the second activity. In second activity there is an edit text and submit button is present here. Okay, now we are going to change the activity in such a way that whenever in the second activity the user enters some data and press the submit button, then the data is appear on the first activity. So here the first activity I just invoke the second activity for start activity, but now I am going to invoke the second activity for a result. So here we have to invoke the activity. Instead of using start activity, we using the start activity for result. Okay, so here I am going to create a simple integer variable int request code. I initialize the value of request code to 1. Value of request, I set the value of request code to 1. Now I am going to start the activity for result. So here start activity for result. There are two arguments are present. First one is the indent object. Here indent is the indent object and the request code. Okay, now in the second activity you can see that in the second layout there is an edit text and button is present here. Just looking to the XML file, edit text has an ID called txt and the button has an ID called second button. So go to the Java class file corresponding to that activity. I just create an object of button here, button bn, also an object of edit text txt. We have to import both these components. Okay, now I link the ID from the layout to this object. Bn is equal to find view by ID. Bn is equal to find view by ID r dot it dot txt. Now it is the button, it is bn1 bn2. Okay, now we have to cast the button. Okay, I done the casting. Now we have to link the edit text txt is equal to find view by ID r dot it dot txt. Okay, also we need casting here. Okay, now I just create the action listener for the button. Bn dot set on click listener, new view dot on click listener. We have to import some packages here. Click finish. Here a semicolon is missing. Okay, now whenever the second activity appear and user enters some value into the text area or the edit text and press the submit button there. At that time it will go to the first activity and display some message there. So now I have to pass data to the first activity, that means the activity that pass. So here I just create an indent object, indent I is equal to new indent, I just create a string variable here, string is equal to txt dot get text dot to string. You have to import the, there is some spelling mistake here, it is intent. You have to import the indent class. Okay, now I just set the, now I am going to attach the data in the string variable to the indent object. So I dot set data URI dot pass and the string value, here string is s. Okay, now I have to set the result, so we use the method called set result. Here the result code is result OK, and indent object is here, the indent object is I. So we need to finish this activity, so we use the method called finish. Okay, after finishing this activity, actually the data passing to the first activity, so we have to create some method in the first activity to receive this data. So we here we have to create a method called public void on activity result. Actually this method accept three arguments called indent, request code, int result code, and finally an indent object, indent data. So we have to check whether the request code that getting here is same as the request code that we are passing from here. So we need an if loop here. If request code is same as the request code, also we have to check the result code is result OK. Result code is not request code, result code. Result code is same as result OK. Okay. This not request code. This request code, not result code. This request code. Okay. Now I just get the data from the string indent object. So here I just create a string variable, string data. string data is equal to data dot get string. It is get data dot converting it into string. Okay, now we are just access the data from the indent object using get data method. So here I just create a toast dot make text, get the base context here, and here we need the data. Here I'm going to display the data and duration is toast dot make it as long dot show. Okay, now we just finished the project. So now I am going to run the project, run as Android application. Now you can see that the project is open up, and here is the first activity is appear. Here is the button is present here, so I click the button, it will go to the second activity. Here I just type some message, I just type welcome here and click the submit button. Now you can see that it will go to the first activity and the toast is displayed here. Okay, here we just invoke the first activity, second activity for start, activity for result. Here we passing two arguments in that method. First one is the indent object and request code. Okay, in order to receive the data from the target activity, we use a method is called on activity result. Here it was three arguments: request code, result code, and intent data. In the target activity, there we just catch the data from the text area and we create an indent object here, and we attach the data to the indent object using setData method, and finally we set the result as set result and result OK and pass the indent object, and finally we finish this activity. Actually, an activity is closing here, that means we destroy the activity by just calling the finish method. Then the first activity will appear, and in that first activity we just display the message from the second activity as a toast. Okay guys, thank you for watching. See you in the next part of this tutorial.